Hey everybody, number 62 in the Criterion collection, The Passion of Joan of Arc by Carl Theodor Dreyer. I found out what the TH period stands for. Carl Theodor Dreyer, France, 1928, making it our second oldest that we've seen so far. Nanook of the North was 1920. It is a black and white French silent film. How can it be French and silent? Well, it's got interstitial cards. If you're not used to old silent films, they still had dialogue. Often you would see the characters, and not always, but often it would then cut to just like a blank page, sometimes with like fanciful trimming around it, that would contain the dialogue they had said. Typically, it was for important dialogue that couldn't be communicated any other way. For example, in this film, when this this film is largely her being interrogated, and so a lot of her answers are just yes or no, and they don't put up cards for that. Although it is French, so you got to get used to seeing oui and non. So the issue, though, and I want to talk about this before I get into the movie, the copy that I have, those interstitial cards, were in French. I don't read French. Now, with some knowledge of Latin and English, you can get like a fourth of the way there. You can kind of guess the meaning of words, but that wasn't going to work for a feature-length film. So what were my options? Was I going to pause it and translate each card? No, I'm not doing that for an hour and a half or an hour and 20 minutes. That would be ridiculous. Modern problems require modern solutions. I got a tripod. I mounted my phone on the tripod, pointed it at the TV, and put in Google Translate, which is an app that can translate text that the camera can read from any language to any language. I used it a lot when I spent 2 weeks in Germany last year, and it worked, honestly. I would watch the movie, and whenever a card would come up with dialogue, I would just glance over at the phone. It would translate it, and then I could go back to the movie. It was an absolutely absurd setup, but it worked, and it let me watch this movie, and I'm glad it did. Now, normally, and this is a horrible thing to admit as a person with a film degree, the film degree is like right over there. You can't see it, but it's right. I could here, we'll just go ahead and shaky cam this. That's a film degree. You're going to have to take my word for it. We're not getting closer to it, but it's a film degree. This is embarrassing to admit. But silent films make me sleepy, and I have slept. It's the only movies that I tend to sleep through. In college, I had a class that did a lot of black and white silent films, and it was at 8 o'clock in the morning, and that's ridiculous. How on earth? I had to retake that class because I slept through so many of the movies. I was screwing up all the tests. Then when I retook the class, I slept through all the movies again, but at least I remembered the test questions well enough to get a good grade the second time around. So me and silent films don't have a great relationship. I was wide awake and alert for this one. This film is incredible, honestly. Hopefully, if you decide to watch it, you can find a version with English subtitles. So this is the story of the trial of Joan of Arc. The trial and execution, I should say. Now, here's the deal. I probably know as much about Joan of Arc as most of you. Like, I know the vague teenage girl called by God to lead the French armies against the English to free France from English tyranny. And then martyrdom, basically went on trial. Do you really believe God did this and that God appointed you? Yes, then you're a heretic and you got to burn. That's as much as I know. Fortunately, that is enough to do the full context of the movie. Supposedly the script is almost entirely based on the transcripts of her trial, which have been preserved to this day. So, that's the main thrust of the film, is her being on trial and justifying Yes, she believes in God. Yes, she believes that God sent a messenger to her. Yes, she believed, so on and so on and so on. And of course, all of the church judges calling her a heretic and telling her that don't you realize that it's Satan talking to you and blah, 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 and tricking her into talking and all of these things, threatening her with torture, threatening her with death. That's the story. The acting in this, especially from the main character, is phenomenal. Her name is Renée Falconetti. Not a lot is known about her, weirdly, despite this performance being iconic for the ages. There is even some disagreement as to how many movies she was in. According to her, this is her only film role. Uh, the, she got in front of a camera for a couple other things that she called like test shoots. Wikipedia does credit her with one other movie. Some places credit her with two other movies, but she credits this as her only film. Um, and her performance in this is phenomenal. Before and after this film, most of her work was comedic stage plays. That's what she did. This film is almost exclusively close up shots. Like, you are seeing people as close as you're seeing me now. Excuse me. If you can imagine a feature film that's almost entirely shots like this, regardless of the number of people and different people, almost no establishing shots. The lighting is so good with the black and white. And apparently, the director wanted no makeup. You see every crease and fold of the face for all of these characters. It lends the people judging her to be more grotesque appearing. It is very well done. It looks great. And her performance is phenomenal. Her eyes alone deserve an Academy Award because every movement they make is measured. There's no jittery eye movements that just kind of happen. And of course, she's on the verge of a breakdown for the entire course of this film, pretty much. There are moments of peace, but they are few and far between. Her performance is incredible, which is, it makes it so weird that her performance in this was lauded as soon as it came out, and she was of the opinion of, why is everybody talking about this performance? I did fine. It was just a performance. It's incredible. She does an amazing job. She kept me awake through a black and white French film. A black and white French silent film, I should say. Should you watch this movie? Judge for yourself based on what I've said. Even if silent films aren't your jam, this one might be worthy of consideration if you just want to see an amazing performance. Yeah. I am surprised by how much I was impressed by this film. Our next movie is strange. And I'm going to talk more about why it's strange next time because it may go on for a bit. But it is called Carnival of Souls by Herc Harvey from the United States from 1962. It's going to be kind of an interesting review, honestly. And I'll see you there. I do recommend checking out The Passion of Joan of Arc. It is impressive. Anyway, I think I'm going to go think about the movie some more. I will see you guys next time. As always, thank you for participating in this little project of mine. Just by watching the video, you've participated. I can see the view numbers on my side, and it's nice. You don't have to leave comments. Comments are appreciated. You don't have to like and subscribe. I'm not here to tell you what to do. I don't make money off of YouTube. I don't get enough views to make money off of YouTube, and I don't care if I make money off of YouTube. So I don't need you to like and subscribe. I do hope you like it, but I don't need you to perform the act of liking it. Anyway, I do this because I must. I must create content. It is a driving passion of mine. And so here we are. I'll see you guys next time.